Okay, today I want to talk to you about cheap freight. I know you hear it from time to time, people saying things like, if you're a freight broker, you shouldn't be moving cheap freight, or you don't know what you're doing if you're moving cheap freight. Now, there's some truth to that. You don't quite know what you're doing when you first get started in your freight broker business. And there are a lot of moving parts to the freight broker game. And one of those moving parts that we have to catch up with and catch up relatively quickly to is the pricing structure. You have to be able to take prices to your shipper that's going to work for your shipper, going to work for your carrier, and also going to allow for you to make a profit as a freight broker. That can be a bit challenging when you first get started, especially not knowing anything about pricing and how it works. Yes, you have some resources that you can use to help you with prices like your load boards. You can talk to carriers, but still it's going to be a bit of a challenge doing something that you've never done before, especially when it comes to negotiating on the shipper side and the carrier side in order for your profits to be where they should be or where you want them to be. So it's a process that we have to go through it, we have to learn about it, we have to quote loads and find out what's going to work for you, your carrier, and your shipper. Now, here was my thinking when I first got started in the business. I was not at all profit centered. I was not focused on how much money I was going to make on a load. I was more so focused on learning about the industry, learning about my customer, what were their challenges, what were their problems, and then to be able to bring solutions to those problems. So I wanted to figure out how the freight brokerage world worked, and I wasn't really concerned about money. And in the first year, I made $59,000. And that was good. I was really excited about that, but I knew there was a whole nother level for us to go to. And now that I had a base in place, I had a foundation after that first year, I had learned what I considered to be a lot about the business. Now I could get more focused on profits. I could get more centered on making money on every single load. Now, did I make money on every single load in that next year? No. But putting my mind on the money that I was making on those loads made it an entirely different year. The second year was $132,000. So more than doubled revenue from one year to the next simply by changing my focus. Because now I wasn't just focused on moving loads, providing the service, I was focused on now on earning money, earning a profit. Because what we must understand is that if you're moving loads and you're not earning money, you're not going to be in business for long. And if you're earning money and you're not providing a great service, you're not going to be in business for long. So we have to learn how to do both of those consistently. How to deliver on our service every single time, having a great service and making a profit on every single load. Now that doesn't mean you're going to make a profit on every load. Sometimes you're going to break even, but you don't go into that particular deal thinking, hey, I just want to break even. You go into that deal saying, I want to make X as far as my profit is concerned. And then you're going to see that your profits are going to increase because your mind is more on the money aspect of the game. And it has to be. That's a part of it. Now, you have to decide, what is your strategy? How are you going to approach the pricing part of the game when you first get started? Are you going to be more concerned about learning about the business, learning about how to provide the service, learning about the pricing structure, or are you going to be more focused on just pricing out of the gate? You can decide how you want to do that. What worked for me was to put the service up front, to put learning about the industry up front, because I figured that the money would come, and it certainly has. So you'd have to decide what's the best way for you. It doesn't mean because, I say that the way for me was to go from learning first and then progressing toward the money piece. That doesn't mean that that's the best way for you. And it doesn't mean that that's the only way that would work. So you just have to decide as an entrepreneur what's going to be best for your business, and then starting to move toward what you want to achieve. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I hope this has been helpful. We here at Alliance Logistics, what we do is move freight. Our business is a full service freight brokerage business. We also teach a training program within our 4-module, 23-lesson training course. That course is designed to teach you how to build a freight broker business, how to build relationships with customers, with your shippers and your carriers, how to, of course, operate a freight broker business on a day in and day out basis, what systems you have in place, what processes and procedures are necessary in order for you to be successful, and of course, how you scale and grow a freight broker business. We also are going to talk about load boards and how you use load boards to source carriers, how you use it to source rates. Also, transportation management system, how we use that particular software to manage the movement of freight in order to be more effective and proficient when it comes down to our customers' freight. What's different about our program and most programs is that I designed our program based off of my everyday experience in the freight broker business. You see, I'm not someone who's just teaching a freight broker training. I am a freight broker. That's what I focus on day in and day out. And we also have a Tuesday night webinar. Every other Tuesday night, I come to the webinar and with other freight brokers and agents, and the purpose of that webinar is to continue to provide the training that's necessary for you to be successful as a freight broker. Because freight brokering is not about a one and done training. Oh, I got one training and now I got everything that I need. You have a basic foundation to build on, but continued training is a part of what is going to help you to be successful as a freight broker. So we don't just leave you after that initial training and say, oh, okay, now it's on you to figure it out. That's the purpose of those Tuesday night webinars. This is us actually helping you to take your training out of the classroom and into the real world. That's what it's all about. If you're interested in more information about our training program, you can go to our website at www.training.alliancelogistics.net. Again, that's training.alliancelogistics.net. And you'll be able to sign up for a free webinar on that website, and it'll give you a look into the freight broker opportunity and our training program. That way you can make an informed decision instead of a decision in the dark. See you at the top, because the bottom is much too crowded.